In today's video, I'm going to show you how to play PS2 games on your Mac. The only way to play PS2 games on your Mac is to emulate them. To do this, you want to go to your web browser and you want to go to PCSX2.net, and I'll leave a link to this website in the description. Once you're here, you want to download PCSX2 emulator by clicking on the latest stable button, and then you want to click on the macOS download button. This is going to download the application in a compressed file, and in this case I'm going to save it to my desktop. Once we've downloaded the .tar file, you just want to double click on it to extract the contents, and it's going to extract the PSX2 emulator itself. All we need to do now is to drag and drop this application into the applications folder, which will install it to our Mac. Now it's being installed to our Mac, you just want to go ahead and open it up. And if we try and open it up normally, it's going to warn us that it's from an unverified developer. So to get around this, you want to hold Control and you want to click on it, and then you want to click on Open. This is going to bypass the warning and you want to click on Open. When you open the application for the first time, you need to run through the PCSX2 setup process. Firstly, you want to make sure you've chosen the correct language, and you can also choose a theme of your choice. In this case, I'm going to choose native. I also recommend enabling automatic updates. Once you're ready, you want to click on Next. Now we need to import our PS2 BIOS so we can emulate our games. Now for legal reasons I cannot show you how to obtain a PS2 BIOS, but a Google search will point you in the right direction. Once you've obtained your PS2 BIOS, you want to click on Open BIOS folder, and then you want to put your BIOS files into here, which I'm going to paste in right now. As you can see, I've got lots of BIOS files, and that's because these are different region versions. So if I go back to the setup and click on refresh list, as you can see I've now got a list of PS2 BIOS files that I've just pasted. In this example I am from Europe, so I'm going to choose a European version, and for the sake of it I'm going to choose the latest version, which is v02.30. Once you've selected your PS2 BIOS from your region, you want to click on Next. Now we need to choose the folder we are going to be keeping our PS2 Game ROM files. Now again, for legal reasons I cannot show you how to acquire PS2 Game ROM files, but a Google search will point you in the right direction. So once you've acquired your PS2 Game ROM files, you want to click on Add, and then you want to choose the directory we are going to be keeping them in, which is this one. Once we've done this, it's going to ask you if you want to scan the file, so you want to click on Yes, and then it should appear in the directory list. Once you've done this, you want to click on Next. Now we need to set up our game controller we want to use with PSX2. Firstly, you want to make sure your controller has been connected to your Mac with Bluetooth or a wired cable, and in this example I'm going to be using an Xbox Series X controller connected via Bluetooth. However, you can use any PlayStation or Xbox controller. Once you're ready, you want to click on this drop down menu and you want to make sure DualShock 2 has been selected, and then you want to click on automatic mapping, and from here you need to select the controller you have connected. In this case it's this Xbox Series X controller. Now this controller has been automatically mapped to a PS2 controller, you want to click on Next. And as you can see, the setup has now been completed and we are ready to start running our games, so you want to click on Finish. So once PCSX2 has been set up, this is what the application will look like, and it should list your games automatically if you selected the file earlier. Now you can change how you view your games by selecting either List View, or you can select Grid View where you can select the cover art. Now the cover art isn't going to be available by default, and we can set this up. To do this you want to go to the Tools option in the toolbar at the top, and then you want to select Cover Downloader. From here we need to enter a GitHub link to automatically download the covers based on our games. To do this you want to go back to your web browser and you need to go to this GitHub repository, which I'll leave a link to the description below. Once you're here you want to scroll down to the PSSX2 setup and you want to choose either one of these links. The first link is going to be a standard 2D cover, and the second link is going to be a 3D cover, which does look kinda nice. However, in this case I'm going to copy the 2D cover link. Once we've done this, we can go back to our PCSX2 application and paste it into this box. You then want to check Use Serial File Names and click on Start, and after a few seconds it's going to acquire your cover art, and this will happen automatically. Once you're ready you want to click on Close, and now you can view the cover art of your games, and if you slide this slider at the top you can choose how big or small you want to view them. Before we start playing our PS2 games, there are a couple of settings I recommend changing for a better experience. To change these settings you want to click on the Settings option at the very top, and then you want to click on Interface. Now we are in the PCSX2 Settings option, you want to click on Graphics, and from here the settings I recommend changing are Aspect Ratio to 16:9 and FMV to 16:9. I also recommend ticking Apply Widescreen Patches, and you want to make sure Anti-Blur has also been ticked. Next, you want to go to the rendering tab within the graphics options, and here where it says internal resolution, you want to click on the drop down menu, and I recommend using the 3x native resolution so your games are running in 1080p. Just bear in mind that the higher resolution you run your games in, the harder it is going to be to run. So if you do start experiencing performance problems, you can lower this option. So now we've changed our graphics settings, we want to create a virtual memory card so we can actually save our PS2 games. To do this, you want to go to the memory card section on the left hand side menu, and from here you want to click on the create button. Now you want to choose a memory card that you want to create. In this case, I'm going to choose the 8MB as it's the most compatible, and you want to go ahead and give it a name. Once you've done this, you want to click on OK, and then you want to click on OK again, and now our memory card has been created. All we need to do now is right click on the virtual memory card we created, and you want to click on use for slot 1. And now the memory card has been created for our virtual PS2, so we can go ahead and save our game files. The last option we want to look at is achievements. So to do this, you want to click on the achievements tab here, and if you want to enable achievements for your games, you want to click on enable achievements. Now it's important to bear in mind that achievements are managed by a third party, which is RetroAchievements.org. So if you want to enable achievements in your PS2 games, you want to go to your web browser, and you want to go to RetroAchievements.org, and again I'll leave a link in the description. Once you're here, you want to click on the sign up button, and you want to register for an account. Once you've registered for your account, you want to go back to the PCSX2 settings page, and then you want to click on login. And from here, you want to log into your RetroAchievements accounts that you've just created. Once you've logged into your account, it's going to prompt you if you want to enable hardcore mode. Hardcore mode is primarily made for speedrunners, and you can't use cheats and other features. However, if you just want to use achievements, I recommend clicking on no. Once you've done this, you are now logged into your account and you can start using achievements in your PS2 games. If you want to take a look at the list of achievements that are available, you want to go to retrogames.org and you can view them from there. Once you're ready, you want to click on close, and now you can start playing PS2 games by double clicking on the game cover. And as you can see, I'm currently playing Need for Speed Underground 2 with the wireless Xbox controller mapped perfectly. I'm currently playing on an M2 MacBook Air with 16GB of RAM and 512GB of hard drive space. I'm currently running at a stable 25 FPS, which is what the game is limited to. Now you can always disable the status bar at the bottom here by clicking on view at the very top and unticking status bar. Now you can also go into full screen by clicking on the green button at the very top, and now I'm playing the game in full screen at a 1080p resolution. Now if you want to access other settings or change your game while playing, you just want to click on the escape key on your keyboard and you can access these settings from here. And that is how you play PS2 games on your Mac. Now if you are having issues with this, you can join my Discord server with the link below where you can receive more support. So if this video is helpful, please leave a like, and if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below.